Welcome to Learn Tech Today English. Learn today, understand better, and succeed tomorrow.
Have you ever found yourself just endlessly scrolling through your phone, looking at everyone else's perfect vacations, sudden promotions, or flawless parties, and suddenly felt like your own life is somehow completely incomplete? Well, you are definitely not alone. You aren't just experiencing a random, fleeting feeling. You're actually suffering from a very modern mental glitch that we call the missing syndrome. Welcome to Learn Tech Today English. Today we're bringing you a full explainer on the exact causes of this missing syndrome, more commonly known as FOMO, or the fear of missing out. We're going to break down exactly why our advanced human brains are practically hardwired to feel this way. If breaking free from the constant trap of comparison sounds complicated right now, stick with me, because I promise it will become crystal clear by the end of this explainer. Think of today's explainer as a system diagnostic of the human mind. We'll be running through 1. The modern mental glitch, 2. Our survival hardware, 3. The comparison software bug, 4. The social media dopamine amplifier, 5. The illusion of cups versus coffee, and finally, a much-needed system update on inner fulfillment. And this whole diagnostic, it's powered entirely by some incredible insights from the book Energize Your Mind by Gaur Gopal Das. What's so fascinating about him is that he's actually a former electrical engineer who turned into a monk. So he brilliantly merges the wisdom of ancient philosophy with the modernity of contemporary psychology to explain our mental programming. All right, let's start with section 1, the modern mental glitch, defining the error. So, we live in a world where resources are literally more abundant than ever before, right? Yet, somehow, so many of us feel emptier than ever. Why is that? Because the default nature of the mind is to constantly obsess over what is missing, rather than appreciating the resources we actually have right in front of us. This missing syndrome leads directly to FOMO. Researchers officially define FOMO as a pervasive apprehension that others might be having a rewarding experience from which one is absent. Basically, the fear that everyone is having fun without you. The author shares this striking story of a teenager he met. Her parents were working incredibly hard to afford a top private school for her, but when she saw on her phone that her friends were on a trip to Singapore, she completely lost it. She threw a massive tantrum about what she was missing out on, completely blind to the sacrifices her parents were making. And honestly, while a teenager might react externally like that, so many of us feel that exact same internal tension. Which brings us to section 2, hardware, the survival instinct, a legacy issue. Our very first root cause is actually a biological hardware issue straight from our evolutionary past. Notice the stark contrast here. Our human mind naturally defaults to scanning our environment for what is missing. Out in the wild, that was brilliant. It protected our ancestors from potential danger and prepared them for a fight. It kept them alive. But in our modern, relatively safe society, this constant default scan for what is missing creates an absolute mental health calamity. It silently corrupts our mental hard drive, trapping us in this endless loop of comparison that just steals our joy. Let's move right into section 3, software. The comparison bug, early conditioning. If the survival instinct is our hardware, while this bug is the software. And it gets installed super early in our developmental programming. From a very young age, well-meaning parents often install this bug without even knowing it. They'll say things like, "Look at Mr. Patel's son, why did you get only 94%? Or they tell you to look at how perfectly behaved your sibling is. Their intention is absolutely just to motivate you. But the darker consequence is that we are socially conditioned to constantly compare our lives and our achievements with others. It totally echoes the poet Benjamin Disraeli, who noted that man is always wanting what is not. We literally lose our own identity trying to be like someone else. And, as if the hardware and software weren't enough to deal with, we now have section 4, amplifier, the dopamine machine, social media. This right here is an incredibly powerful technology amplifier. Just wrap your head around this number. There are currently over 4 billion active monthly users on social media platforms. That is over half the planet. This unprecedented exponential growth has taken our natural biological tendency to compare and multiplied it on a massive global scale. The really crucial point is how this technology actually functions against us. Social media platforms are expertly engineered, acting essentially like a modern-day casino slot machine right in your pocket. Every time you refresh your feed, your brain anticipates an unexpected reward. Boom, you get a hit of the neurochemical dopamine. This keeps you hooked to a highly curated highlight reel of other people's lives. It can completely wreck your sleep cycle, causing a vicious loop of sleep loss and anxiety, all while making your own reality feel entirely inadequate. But hey, there is a way to reframe this data and patch the bug. Let's look at Section 5, Illusion, Cups versus Coffee, Reframing the Data. Imagine a group of highly successful but super stressed alumni visiting their old university professor. He brings out a pot of coffee and an assortment of cups. Some are cheap plastic, some plain glass, and others are this exquisite, expensive crystal. Naturally, all the students immediately lunge for the expensive, shiny cups. The professor then drops a massive truth bomb on them. He says, the cup does not change the quality of the coffee. Life is the coffee, your jobs, money, and social position are just the cups. The missing syndrome happens when we spend our entire day obsessing over the shiny cups that other people are holding. We stare at their Instagram highlight reels, their jobs, their social status, and we completely forget to actually taste and enjoy the coffee of our own lives. We forget that once our basic needs are met, true happiness comes from the coffee, from inner fulfillment and just being present, not from those external cups.
And listen, absolutely nobody is immune to this, not even monks. Gao Gopal Das actually shares a deeply personal anecdote about this. When he first joined the ashram, a senior monk named Radhanath Swami was frequently invited to speak at these major events. When Das wasn't invited to accompany him, he admitted to feeling intense FOMO. He spent days wondering what he was missing out on and what love and appreciation was being held back from him. It just goes to prove that no human is exempt from this mental glitch.
So how do we actually fix it? It's time for Section 6, System Update, Inner Fulfillment, Patching the Bug. We can actively patch this bug once we realize that true happiness depends entirely on inner fulfillment. Here is the actionable patch for your mind. First, just accept a basic truth. Time is scarce. You simply cannot have it all. When you choose to do one thing, you naturally give up another. Second, you have to look beyond immediate external pleasures and engage in conscious resistance training against those addictive algorithms. It takes real mental effort. Third, practice active gratitude. Invest in the resources you do have to create happy experiences. And finally, stop comparing your messy, behind-the-scenes reality with someone else's perfectly filtered highlight reel. To help with this, the author introduces a really great foundational framework: feel, deal, and heal. When FOMO hits, first feel it, like actually label the emotion accurately. Don't hide from it. Then deal with it by understanding the root cause. And finally, heal by employing strategies like gratitude or journaling. We all have a different mental metabolism, so building this resilience takes time. But this pyramid is your blueprint for processing those difficult emotions. All right, let's run a super quick diagnostic recap to make sure this system update has fully downloaded. Step 1. Our biological hardware naturally scans for what's missing just to survive. 2. Our childhood software conditioned us to compare ourselves to others. 3. Tech algorithms act as dopamine slot machines, completely amplifying that comparison. And 4. The ultimate fix is to stop obsessing over everyone else's shiny cups and start focusing on the coffee of your own life. Which brings us to our final thought. Time is scarce, and the reality is you cannot have it all. But by understanding your own mental programming, you can realize you already have enough. So will you spend your limited time obsessing over other people's cups, or will you finally taste your own coffee? If you found this explainer helpful, please hit like, share, and subscribe to Learn Tech Today English. Turn on that bell icon so you never miss our future learning explainers. See you in the next one.